Hello everyone, DM Freeze here. And if you are new to the channel, then you won't know that I've recently started an MLB The Show Chicago White Sox franchise, and I've been having a lot of fun to it. I'm probably going to put like a little pop-up to it up here in the top right. If that's something that interests you, go check it out. I think you'll have a good time. But because of that, and because of my White Sox franchise, I've actually decided to sit down and watch the White Sox this year. They've played in 10 games, and I've watched 7 of them. They're not like start to finish, but I've either had it listening in my ear, playing at work, playing in the background. So I've watched 7 of the 10 White Sox games at some point throughout the game. And through 10 games, I've come to the conclusion that this might be one of the worst baseball teams I have ever seen. At least offensively, this might be one of the worst teams I've ever watched. It's absolutely disgusting watching the Chicago White Sox, and I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I actually feel really bad if you are a White Sox fan. It's only been 10 games. They can still turn it around, okay? But in 10 games, Chicago White Sox have scored 16 runs. They're averaging 1.6 runs a game. They had 5 runs in one game, so if you eliminate that game, in 9 games, they've scored 11 runs. Basically averaging a run a game at that point. It's not good. In the 10 games the White Sox have played so far, they've been shut out 4 times. They've been held to 1 run twice. Then they have 1 game with 2 runs, 2 games with 3, and a game with 5. They lost the game that they had 5 runs also as well. But in 6 of their 10 games, they've scored 1 or 0 runs. In only 1 game, they've gotten more than 3 runs. This is absolutely disgusting. To put it into league perspective here, they have 16 runs. The next lowest, I guess, is the Twins, who are also doing pretty bad. But at least the Twins have phenomenal pitching and only have a -7 differential. Look at the only 30 runs allowed. Outside of the Twins, the next worst is 30 here with the Oakland Athletics. And you know you're a bad ball team when the damn Oakland Athletics are outperforming you. The Oakland A's, they're purposely tanking. They're not even trying, and the Oakland A's are 3-7. There's the Colorado Rockies, dude. They're 2-8. I think they're about to beat the Diamondbacks to go to 3-8, and they're going to improve this differential. The only team that's doing worse than the White Sox right now is the Miami Marlins, but the Miami Marlins pitching staff is so incredibly banged up. 4 of their 5 starters for the year are injured. The Miami Marlins suck because of their pitching, and their pitching's terrible. The Miami Marlins have double the amount of runs that the White Sox have, and they still only have 1 win and have a worse differential. Miami Marlins are a different story than the White Sox. The White Sox just suck. And I understand that they have a couple of injuries too, okay? I understand that the White Sox aren't healthy as well, but nowhere to the amount of injuries that the Marlins have. The Marlins have 4 of their starting pitchers hurt. 4 of them. The Chicago White Sox, 16 runs. Pitching, they have below average pitching. It's not the worst pitching in the league. I mean, 46 runs allowed. There's other teams that have allowed more runs than them. The Rays, the Blue Jays, Mariners, Oakland Athletics, Angels. So their pitching isn't actually terrible. Hell, even the Padres and Dodgers have allowed more runs. Their pitching actually isn't that bad. But this is the worst offense I think I've ever seen. Absolutely disgusting offense by the White Sox here. Just a quick little schedule rundown. Today I watched this game. 0 for 3. Royals 0 for 3. Or 0 for 4, 0 for 3, 1 for 2, 1 for 10, 0 for 9, 0 for 1. I will say, though, there is one saving grace to this White Sox team. The White Sox have one good thing about them, and that's this man right here, Garrett Crochet. And I feel bad if I'm Garrett Crochet. Garrett Crochet in the opener for the White Sox, not their home. It was their home game opener. First game of the season, Garrett Crochet. 1 run allowed in 6 innings. He lost the game. Will it show this here? Where's the splits? Oh, yeah. Look at this. 1 earned run allowed, and he lost the game. He ended up getting the loss in a game where he only allowed 1 run in 6 innings. That's phenomenal. Then again, he only allowed 1 run in this game against the Braves, which was their only win. And then here, he had his worst outing of the year. But still, 2 runs allowed in 5 innings isn't bad. I would take that. 5 innings of work, only 2 runs allowed for my starting pitcher. I would take that. Garrett Crochet has been the only saving grace of the White Sox. Honestly, they could be 0-10 right now if it wasn't for this man. But looking at these batting averages, man, look at the White Sox as a team. They're averaging under 200 batting average, .196 batting average. They only have a .266 on base percentage. That means only every 1 out of 4 batters is even getting on base. They have 7 home runs, which that shows you pretty much where all of their RBIs are coming, as they've gotten a couple of RBIs. But if you look at their starters, man, Andrew Benintendi is garbage. Andrew Vaughn, someone who I thought was going to have a really good year, no. Even Luis Robert Jr., their best player, is still only .214 ERA. Dominic Fletcher, terrible. Nicky Lopez, terrible. Paul DeYoung, terrible. The only 2 players here that even have a decent batting average and are a decent starter right now is Yohan Moncada and Gavin Sheets. Those are the only 2 batters that are doing anything worth noting for the White Sox. 2 out of 9 guys are actually performing. Corey Lee, in the couple of games he's played, he's been doing good so far. Corey Lee's a nice young prospect. I know that because the White Sox franchise. So you can also take Corey Lee into account. He's doing decent for you. But just absolutely horrendous offense. Horrendous. When in 10 games, you have dropped a 0 burger 4 times and have only scored 1 run in 6 of 10 games. That is absolutely horrendous. That's horrendous. The over-under for White Sox runs today in the game they just lost 0-4 was 3.5. I bet the mortgage on under 3.5, and now I'm a damn millionaire because of it. Easiest bet in the world if you want to make money. Bet against the White Sox and bet under the White Sox runs. I can't believe Vegas is giving them 3.5. In 10 games, they've only scored over 3 runs once. You really think anything's going to change now? Really think anything's going to change for them? You know, even their better hitters aren't even hitting right now. I mean, I understand that Luis Robert Jr. is now hurt. Eloy Jimenez, I'm pretty sure, is hurt as well. But even before they got their injury, still weren't doing anything. Just, this White Sox team is terrible. I'm so sorry if you're a White Sox fan. And I want to show you something as well. So going on a tankathon here, man, the White Sox aren't even eligible for a top 10 pick due to the new draft lottery system, where now how the draft lottery works is they do 6. The NBA does a 4. Does a lottery between to determine the first 4 picks. MLB does it to determine the first 6 picks. So because the Chicago White Sox got a lottery pick last year and are pick 5 in this year's draft, they are ineligible to win the lottery again. So the Chicago White Sox can't get a pick higher than 10. So basically, the Chicago White Sox are locked in to be pick 11. Or who knows, even the Oakland A's are asked too. So the White Sox and the Oakland A's, see, look at this, ineligible to pick better than 10th due to previous lotteries. So they won the lottery last year, and because the White Sox are considered to be a high market team, they aren't allowed to get another lottery pick. The league's like, you should be doing better. So the Miami Marlins, Colorado Rockies are loving this right now because their odds are skyrocketing of them getting a top 3 pick. Crazy, insane. So the Chicago White Sox are terrible. In a normal year, they could win the lottery and get the first overall pick, but because they won it last year, they aren't eligible. So they're not even going to be a top 10 pick. They're penciled in to be pick 11. Imagine being the worst team in the league and you have to pick 11th. That's absolutely insane. Chicago White Sox are screwed. I know they got a couple of young prospects waiting to pull up, but those young prospects aren't going to save them right now. I'm so sorry if you're a White Sox fan. I'm truly so sorry. Hopefully, whoever they pick at pick 5 can be someone that hits. I truly hope that the White Sox get better. It's not fun. I would be so just deflated if I was a fan of that team. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has just been an update of how bad the White Sox are. Peace.